All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to In the Garage. I know I haven't been doing a good job keeping up with videos. Two excuses. One, work, all the time. And the other one really is I haven't really been doing a whole lot in the garage because of I haven't really scheduled anything because of how many hours I'm putting in it at work. But we've got one here. We've got a motorcycle helmet that is black. If you guys remember, I done a Suzuki Intruder a few months back, color change from the factory, black and maroon, black and gray, I think maybe maroon and gray. I can't really remember. You guys can go back in the archives there and find them. But to True Fire, and this is the same guy. He's got 3 helmets. Right now, I've just got one of them. This one, it actually belongs to his daughter, and she's wanting purple candy flames on black. So what we'll be doing is I'll take a wax pencil like so. This one brand name is Aquarellable, whatever it says, Stabilo 8052. I like these pencils because they wipe right off, and if by chance something was to get left behind, paint will go right over the top of it, so you don't have any type of bleed through problems or weird, chemical reactions that go on. I just wish that I could find them at my local arts and crafts store. They don't sell them, so I have to order them offline. Don't really remember where I got it. Even if I did, I wouldn't know how to leave a link below. I'm not computer savvy. But anyway, what I'll do is I've already got the helmet wet sanded, and I've got the bottom rubber taped off. Got it wet sanded real good all the way down to the edges. And this is actually the front, this is the back. And so I'll set you down, get stuff ready, and we'll see if we can draw out some flames. And if we like them, then we'll leave them on there and use the wax as like a template, and we'll use our tape to tape out the flames. So you guys hold on a minute, and I'll see if I can get you set up. All right, we've got our first couple of lines drawn out. It may take a couple of times to get something I'm happy with. May have trouble right here getting the tape to turn at such a sharp angle, but we'll give it a whirl. What we sort of want to do is it to be symmetric from side to side. It's not going to be absolutely perfect, but we want it to be pretty close. Don't know if I want that to come down in front of this button or back behind it. I believe in front. We don't need to worry about really this much this end of the hat, which will be the front, because what we're going to be doing is touching the tips of the flames. So the front of the helmet will be black and then fade into the purple back here. So this end, the front of it, we're not too worried about. Let's see. Let me take a look at this and see what I think so far. Yeah, I really like these wax pencils. They just wipe off with your finger. It's really cool. All right, guys. So we've got the beginning of our flames drawn out. Now these are what I call old school hot rod flames. And typically how I start off is I get sort of how I want the flame to arch, especially on the helmet, how I want the flame to arch. Usually what I start off with, I don't know if you can see it, but I typically just start off with drawing these teardrops. Let's see if I can get that where you can see it. That's typically how I start off drawing old school hot rod flames. These are if the flame would actually be sitting like that. So these are the bottom teardrops of each one of the licks of the flame. And that will guide me to where the tips of my flames are going to go, if that makes any sense. And what I've done to help me out with the symmetry was I just drew a dotted line down the center from right to left, and then down the center from side to side, or front to back and side to side rather. And that's going to get me close enough in symmetry to where hopefully it doesn't catch the eye and look lopsided or turned this way, front to back, side to side. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can finish out the what would be the upper licks of this flame, and I'll bring you back when we get that drawn out. All right, guys, welcome back. When we left, I had show you how I started out usually when I make hot rod style flames with the just the little teardrops or the hourglass shape. So we've got it all taped out, maxed out. We're going to put our wax and grease remover on it. and start airbrushing these flames. I'll spin you around, take a look at it. That's what it looks like. Got the inside covered with paper. But that's basically, you're looking at the front of the helmet. Basically what it looks like. They're not perfect. They're not supposed to be perfect. They're just eyeballed, and that's what we want. We're not looking for perfectly symmetrical. You want it close. You don't want anything grabbing your eye, but don't need to be perfect. I'll walk you through what I'll be using to do this. Using my Iwata. It's a good airbrush. It's the HPCS model. I hadn't been able to use it in a while. I've been so busy, like I said earlier in the video. I'll be using Candy 2.0 Deep Purple. That'll be the color of our flames, but candy doesn't show up on black, so you've got to put a base down. So part of the base, I'll be using the Wicked Colors Wicked Silver. And for part of the base and around the parts of the front of the helmet, I'll be using a pearlized white. You can see right through it. It just gives a little pearl over the top of the black. And then any shadowing that needs to be done, I'll be using my transparent black. And this is my reducer, 4012, I believe. Yeah. And then my cleaner I use to clean out the airbrush. But I'll get this thing wiped off and ready to start airbrushing, and I'll bring you back. All right. So I've got my pearl white in my airbrush. What we're going to do, we won't cover this whole thing heavy with this pearl white, but we want to give an idea of where the edges of the flames are, because we're not going to do purple all the way up here. We'll do purple, like I said earlier, starting from the back coming forward. But the reason I'm spraying the pearl white first is because pearl white don't cover silver, but silver will cover this pearl white. So we'll lay our lightest color down first. See where we're at. Got my compressor set on about 24 pounds. May have to adjust that a little bit. I'm getting a little tip dry. I just took the cap off of it. See if that helps us out. pretty hot out here, so that definitely ain't working in our favor. We'll manage. I'm not doing no fine airbrushing up close. Hell, pretty good distance away. Just want to fog it in there. Like I said, I'm going back to this pearl white. Even if I go back too far, I can bring that silver forward and cover this pearl white up. White is always real bad about drying on the tip of the needle, but when it's 96 degrees outside, it just compounds the problem. Said earlier, my silver is going to come pretty good ways up, but it won't hurt anything to get this pearl white back in there. That way we make sure that nothing is missing. As we bring our silver forward, we don't want to run into a spot where there's nothing, so I would much rather overlap than anything else. So right now, more is better. Alright, we'll let that sit there a minute. We'll get it out in the sun, look at it, and we'll be right back. Alright, we've got our pearlized white on there. Our next step is the next step is going to be our silver. We'll bring our silver darker to lighter. I'm going to say probably somewhere down in here we'll start, maybe about right here we'll start fading to nothing. Can't see this right now, but killing me with this airbrush. Do a little bit less air pressure. I've got the paint thin down about 30%. We'll see if less air pressure helps us out. You don't want to put this on too thick at once. It'll start blotching up on you. Sorry guys, I know you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing, but I've got to spin this around and get this other side. We're going to have a pretty solid coat of this silver to get the candy purple to show up. So you got to lay it on pretty heavy. You may not have mixed up enough silver. No, I didn't. So I'm gonna pause you right here and mix us up some more silver. Bring you right back. All right, loaded her back up. Tell you what, okay. Sorry about that, guys. Did not know that was on. All right, here we go. That's funny, sometimes I forget that the cap is not on. And Don't know if y'all caught that on film, but I just about had a boo-boo. I dripped some paint out of my cup.
Will you be ready in 25 minutes?
Yeah. That was my wife wanting to know if I'd be ready to eat in about 25 minutes. Alright guys, I'm going to pause you. I'm going to walk this thing outside and look at it and see what the coverage looks like. Alright guys, it looked good, so we are good to go. I've got the this deep candy purple mixed and in the brush. So remember guys, when you're spraying this Candy 2.0, can't put this stuff on thick at all. If you do, it'll blotch up on you real bad. It'll look really, really bad. So go slow. Take this cap back off. I don't know if you can even see this on camera, how lightly I'm putting this on. Camera may not even be picking it up. Just barely putting it on, and I'll probably do it 3 or 4 times until I get the color I'm after. But like I said, as far as the blotchiness goes, once that happens, it's really hard to fix that. Candy is so transparent. That it's difficult to, for me anyway, I don't have the years and years of experience that a lot of the airbrushers out there have. I don't even consider myself an airbrusher. Anyone who's familiar with my channel, I videoed the guy that I consider an airbrusher. A friend of mine named Gary Stroud. Some of y'all may remember Gary in a video that I shot at one of the high schools up here. As far as I'm concerned, I've been around quite a few airbrushed artists. As far as I'm concerned, probably one of the best airbrushers on the East Coast. Just a phenomenal airbrusher. A lot of knowledge, and that just comes with practice. I pick his brain every opportunity I get. Trying to learn. I don't know that I have an interest in making a living doing this. Probably not. It's so sporadic. So probably not. I thoroughly enjoy it, but I believe I had mentioned this before. I love to do paint and body, but I done paint and body just long enough to figure out that I don't want to do paint and body for a living. I'm not old, but I am not young either, and if you do that stuff the way it's supposed to be done, it is really hard on your shoulders, elbows, back, knees, and I've done so much damage to my body over the years that I'm just not up. I'm not up for doing automotive paint and body for a living. But now motorcycles, stuff like that, now it's a little bit different. You get to explore your imagination. And it's not as big of a job as cars are. But I have done a number of them. I couldn't tell you how many cars I've painted over the last, oh gosh, I'd hate to say, over the last 25 years, I guess. Since somewhere around 96, 97, something like that. Now I'm really getting these tips heavy. Obviously not heavy enough to blotch up this candy, but y'all know what I'm saying. Making sure I really fill in those tips. Now what I've done is I brought that candy purple from the back heavy and lighter as I go forward, and just barely touched around the bottom of these, just enough to give them color. and left the edges of these untouched with the purple, because I want those to be outlined by pretty much nothing but the pearlized transparent white. I like spraying candies for a couple of reasons. Just that it's really easy to get a really cool effect. You just goof off with them on you know, something that's not important. And plus, honey, hold on just a second. I've got the neighbor's little girl over here asking me to fix a electric scooter for her. Why, thank you.
You think you can fix it?
I'll have to look at it and see what it's doing.
You want me to bring it over here?
Yeah, if you want to.
I'll tell my grandma.
Neighborhood fix it. All right, guys. I'm gonna pause you. We'll take a look at this thing, and in the sun, I'll bring you back. All right, guys. We got our transparent black. I don't know if I showed that to you. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in here. We're just gonna shadow this. Just slightly up these licks on this flame, and slightly down into each one of these where it comes from the main body of the frame, of the flame. Very lightly. All right. And on camera, guys, you probably can't even see this because I can barely see it. But in the sun, it's going to add a nice little shadow effect. Alright, let's turn this around in the sun so we can see it. Yeah. I believe I like that. Maybe a little bit more. Alright, now we got that one, we got that one, we got this one. Now we need to get this one over here. All right, guys. I believe that's going to get it. I believe that'll be all we do to it. I think it's going to look really good. That's going to be all for today. I appreciate you joining me, and be looking for videos in the future. There's my little neighbor. And like I said, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit your notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time I put a video out. And guys, again, thanks for joining me. And the next video we do, we'll be clear coating this thing and looking at the finished product. See you later, guys.